How's it going, everybody? My name's Eric, and I am sitting here in a beautiful 2002 Prius, first generation Prius, the classic Prius. But I bought this Prius 5 years ago, and do I regret the purchase, or has it been a reliable vehicle? That's what we're going to go over in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing so you don't miss another video. And let's get into the regret. So if you guys already didn't know, I bought this Prius 5 years ago. I have a video touring the car, showing how super mint clean it was. Buying it, I was super excited in that video. Put a link to that in the corner as well as a description. I also had an update video after 1 year. This is the 5-year long-awaited Prius update video. Long overdue and long awaited to the 3 people that follow this YouTube channel because of Gen 1 Prius content. But that video, we were talking about the P3006 code, how I needed a new hybrid battery. There's another video of a failed attempt at replacing the hybrid battery modules, which would have fixed the problem I was having. The links to those videos will be in the description as well. So let's go over the things that are going wrong with this Prius. Well, first and foremost, the headlights are fogged. That's normal with most cars that have plastic headlights that are parked outside. It's some sort of reaction with the UV from the sun. Now my headlights are fogged. When I bought the car, they were beautiful, minty. I would like to get them restored, but they're all fogged and hazy now. There's a vinyl protector that's on the hood that the previous owner had put on. It was beautiful as well. Now, after 5 years, it has gotten really moldy looking. There's little black specks. There's a ton of little cracks in it from road rocks. I think that means it was protecting the paint from what it was supposed to be doing. But that vinyl now looks awful on the hood and on the mirrors. Needs to be replaced or removed. I would like to do that myself, but I don't know how to cut it custom, and I don't know where I would order those parts from. There is a crack in the paint on my bumper. I don't know where the crack came from, but also there's this giant scratch that comes down where I tried to close the garage and I hit the bumper, scratching it ever so slightly, but still breaking my heart because of the mint paint when I bought this car. And that's my own fault. It's hard to be mad. The floor mats of this car have been replaced once, the previous owner said, and my brother-in-law recently put a lead acid battery in the back seat, burning the carpet on the mat. He put the lead acid battery sideways. It leaked battery acid or sulfuric acid on the mat, burning a hole in that carpet. It luckily was just on the mat. It didn't get to the carpet on the car. I went on eBay, replaced those mats for $65, and now we got beautiful brand new OEM mats inside the car. The Sun Visor, this thing right here, if you can see it, the passenger side, it was starting to come off. I've tried to peel it to remove it all the way, and then it kind of got stuck there, and now it looks like that. However, the driver one is still cherry mint. Lock actuators. Anytime I used the remote or I used the electric locks in the car, the rear passenger lock actuator would not work. So that had to be physically, manually locked or unlocked every single time we left the car, which was really annoying. So I replaced the lock actuator. So this is the failed part. This is the one I ripped out. There is a motor in here that either dies or something strips to where when it receives the signal, it no longer works. I went on eBay. I think I paid like $40 for a set of replacement actuators. I bought 4 of them because I figured if one went out, that multiple ones might go out. So it'd be good to have on hand. Paid $40. I think a lot of them overlap with other year Toyota and Lexuses around the early 2000s. So the parts weren't very expensive. And to my suspicion, the front passenger side no longer works. As you can see, I lock and it's still unlock. I unlock and it's still unlocked. I lock like this. We got nothing. It moves a little bit when I do it. You can see, not really, but sometimes it moves a little bit, I promise you. Just showing that it's failing and needs to be replaced. So maybe I will make a lock actuator replacement video because it's really not that difficult and it's really annoying that it doesn't work correctly. Another problem that I've been having with this car is that I let it sit for weeks at a time, sometimes months at a time, because it is our Florida car. My wife and I live in Florida and in Texas, so we travel between the two. When I'm in Texas, the car just sits. Unless family or friends need it, then they take it for a little bit. But a lot of times it sits for weeks or months at a time. There's a slow drain on the security system. As you can see, I'm sitting in the car right now. The security system is blinking red. That is slow draining the car. Auxiliary battery in the back. When I start, nothing happens. The dash lights up maybe faintly, and then I have to turn the key off, and I have to turn the key back on again, off, on. I cycle it maybe 2 or 3 times, and usually the car turns back on. If I left my lights in the on position, I will turn them off. If I have my AC on, I will turn it off. I won't touch the brake so I don't get any amp draw, and then the car will start perfectly fine. Most of the time, however, if it's been even longer and the auxiliary battery is completely drained, I have a secondary battery in the back that is charged, and I'll just jump it with that battery, and then it's perfectly fine. As soon as I'm driving around for a couple of days, it recharges my 12-volt battery and I'm good to go. In order to keep that 12-volt battery from completely dying, I'll leave it on trickle charge sometimes if I know I'm going to be gone for a couple of months. Another thing that's busted on this car is the front screen. It was working when I got the car 5 years ago. It was flashy and kind of shoddy, but now it's completely a gray screen when the car is on. It looks like there's a broken crystal in the back. I never hit it with anything. It's not really in a spot where you would be moving something and hit onto the car, but I don't know. It just stopped working. It needs to be replaced. I'm probably going to go on eBay, spend $100, $120 to replace that screen because it's a nice feature to have such an early car with the screen that's working and doesn't do much, but it lets me know what radio station I'm on, and my screen currently is not working. Before the screen completely went out, I did have the orange triangle of death where the dash lights up with Christmas trees and exclamation points, and the screen did have the PS error code, and I didn't feel anything different on the car, and I think PS stands for power steering, so something in the power steering through the code. I did not run it with TechStream. I don't have TechStream yet. It's been 5 years. I've been needing to get TechStream on a Windows XP computer, but I just haven't. I did run it with my code reader thinking that I hope it's not the hybrid battery and have to get another battery, but nothing came up on the code reader, so I just reset the code and it went away for a while, popped back up a couple weeks later, and then I did the same thing. The steering still feels fine. I've read online that it could be something in like the resistor of the steering assembly. I don't know, but until it completely fails, I'm just going to keep ignoring it and driving this car and resetting the code if I need to. Or if I get TechStream, I will see if that code's stored in there somewhere. I did replace the hybrid battery in August of 2019. It was $1,284 and it came with an 18-month warranty on it. That was through Green Tech Auto in Tampa, Florida. The hybrid battery has still been working fine, so good on them for giving me a refurbished battery that hasn't given me problems in the last 4 years. This car still has the original brake pads on it with a regenerative braking. You don't wear out your brake pads nearly as fast as other cars. One of the maintenance items I've always done is change the oil at between 5 and 10,000 miles. I've started doing it closer to 5,000 miles based off of some recommendations that I've seen on YouTube. I did do the transmission oil change early on, I think 5 years ago, and we haven't really had any other problems since. But now I figured out a way to crawl under the car and change the oil without jacking it up because the oil filter is literally right here. It's super close, easy to get to, and then the pan drain bolt right there. So you can do it without even jacking up the car now. There's enough clearance, which I've always jacked up the car, and the last time I did it, I didn't have to do that, and it was awesome. I bought the car with 123,000 miles 5 years ago. Currently, we have on it 148,114 miles. So that's a 25,000 mile increase, 5,000 miles a year that we've put on this car. The interior has held up really well. I usually baby it. We don't eat in it. We don't drink soda or coffee in it. So the interior is in really good shape. It's usually garaged, or if I'm leaving it for a long period of time, I throw a cover on it. I have not changed the inverter pump yet. This is one thing known to fail on these cars, and I have not changed this, and I'm currently at 148,000 miles, and that's something that apparently the propeller breaks and it can kill your entire inverter that I probably should change, but the part's kind of expensive. But I've heard people retrofit a bracket from the second gen to make it fit, but we haven't done that yet. Still got to do that. Some of the additions that I've done to this car a couple of years ago was added roof racks. And with the roof racks, I can haul stuff like bikes. I could put 2x4s up there. I can strap whatever I want to that flat surface, or I could throw the cargo topper on there. And I really like the cargo topper because I can open it up and throw anything in there that doesn't either fit in the trunk, wouldn't fit in the back, and it keeps the car from getting dirty. I haven't monitored the miles per gallon drop from putting the roof racks on or the cargo topper on, but I will try to remember to do that in the future. I actually haven't been monitoring miles per gallon since the screen went out because I was always kind of using their calculation, which was usually in the high 30s, low 40s. I'll do a manual calculation during my next fill up, and I'll post that number as the first pinned comment of this video. So do I regret buying this car? Absolutely not. I love driving it still to this day. I really hope that it lasts another 5 years and beyond because it's really a great people transporter or even a things transporter with the roof racks on the top. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments section. If you have any recommendations for anything that I need to do or get done to this car, or let me know about them in the comment section. Maybe a cat shield. A cat shield probably would be good because the catalytic converters on this generation are pretty valuable. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.